people can find this. I also wrote to the chat that we started new live.
Okay. Yeah. I know, like at some point it was like the sound, I couldn't really hear what you were saying, and I wasn't sure if it was me or
no,
your
it
end.
was my phone. Yeah. Do you remember what we were talking?
I have no idea.
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
At least one viewer. So nice to see. This last comment was self-consciousness is a disease.
A disease. Self-conscious. Or being self-conscious seem to happen. It's not a disease. It makes it, well, I guess it, yeah, it's also part of what happens.
Yeah. Self-consciousness is a disease.
It's almost like a symptom of separation, sense of separation, because it's like the sense of separation projects that there is the other, or the world, or the other people, and then there's me, and then that kind of ricochets, that echoing of that, the projection, or like how I will be seen by others, and how other people see me or think about me, and then just like the self what is policing, or I don't know, that mechanism. I think that's self-consciousness. Yeah, it's just especially for seemingly the sensitive characters, it's like a natural symptom of that sense of separation, and I cannot imagine that it cannot be otherwise, because that's just, of course it will happen.
Yeah, this sense of separation brings here this word like suffering. It is like the sufferer when there is feeling that I am and everything is happening with me or because of me, and that it's heavy, and all the story when it's believed or felt that I am real and it's really happening with me, like the life is real, my life is real, and all these consequences, wrong choices,
and then actually that's, I don't know, that there is actually separate me and then separate others, separate that somehow I say or do something, and then that somebody here who has a choice, or I don't know, to say or do things, and then there is somebody out there who also has a choice to do or say. So wow, this is like just this kind of world of like, I don't know, like a complexity. And of course then so much to so
to
much to
control
work through,
and figure out and
yeah,
the pressure is
the
crazy.
pressure. And it can be so paralyzing. Then it is like, I don't want to do anything wrong, I don't want to say anything wrong, and somehow it has a consequences, and it's like, oof, all that triggers the fear of survival, the kind of that fear of survival of the separate self. So death is always lurking, in the world of separation, as long as there's a sense that there is somebody that is alive, and moving through time, and then of course everywhere
and that
death
is
is
illusion.
lurking.
Yeah, I also remember when here this so-called life collapsed. There was very short, or I don't know how long, very short time feeling of losing or grief, like
wow, yeah, oof, yeah, whole life. And then it wasn't just with collapse, and then there was kind of also, it came in waves, energetic waves, kind of like in a way, the things that I had no idea. And this is just a story, almost like what was unconscious and subconscious, that energetic sense of reality, or I don't know, something is because it in waves, as it was like revealed or exposed and then being pulled out. It was like, whoa, the loss of the world again and again.
Yeah, I checked the chat. Hello, Era and Grace. What you long for is everything apparently, but the sense of me don't want this or is not okay with this. Michael is writing this.
Of course, because it's the death. It's his death.
Yeah, me doesn't want this. Yeah.
No, how could it want its own end, its own absence?
This is what it fears the most. That's why all these stories about continuity and karma and reincarnation and souls and so on and so on, next lives and past lives, and it's only this.
Yeah.
Life and death simultaneously. Yeah, I have heard the how it was. Me is looking for its own absence, or it's used, something like that. But I don't think that me is looking. This is this. This is looking this.
This is this is claiming, or it's like it's just a clue, and then me can say, oh, it's it's nothing
me
and
claims.
everything, and it's like, oh, I'm looking for my kill me, it's like I want to die. I mean, that there is all those stories. But yeah, this is looking. This is just claiming. It's just like coming for the me.
Yeah, as when it's heard, then usually there comes lots of fear and all these stories. What may happen when there is no me? Who is paying the bills, and so on and so on. So actually, it tries to escape, so to speak, to survive through these stories.
Yeah. And then the wild part is like it was never there. All along, it was never there. But it was just that somehow this imaginary commentator or the storyteller, I don't know. That is not, it's just like bam, 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 pumping out stories of I'm doing this. No, it's like da da da, and then poof, and then it's like, wow, where is that? Where was that? All the life, all the time that I thought that I was making a choice, and I was like, oh, all the stories of the past and everything. It was all happening without me.
Yeah. Just when there is this sense of I am, this, I don't know, seeking energy, contracted energy, call it, I don't know how, doesn't matter. It feels like that I am doing these things, and I am looking this end of me, and it just owns this. There can be this longing and or openness to this, and then it's like, I want this. But actually, no, you want that liberation for you, or but this,
well, because it imagines that exact definition of seeking is imagining something other than this when there's only this.
And when this one is imagining, it only sees itself wherever it imagine. It tries to imagine this, or enlightenment, or liberation, whatever, all empty words.
And better this, or like, I mean, I don't know. And
but for me,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there is. I was thinking because it's like sometimes it feel I don't know. It feels like me. I am doing things. I am making a. I don't know. I am. What should I eat today? I'm going to make. I don't know. You know, Korean food or something. So this is like there's nothing wrong with the sense of I am. It's natural, but it is. The difference is. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So it's not that there is no sense of I am. I feel like I'm doing things a lot of times, but it's just natural part of um just what is the isness. Just it appears. This appears like that I am doing things, but it's not like going anywhere. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
And I
there
guess
can.
the difference is
Yeah, I guess if there is, Ere is doing something and doing it wrong or feeling bad, there can be thought that, oh shoot, why I did
yeah,
it. But it's so empty at the same time
yeah,
because
yeah.
there is no one doing it, at least here. Or when there is
Mm-hmm.
happening something good, then it's, oh yeah. And that at the same time, it's so neutral and empty that it was just happening. But this natural, feeling
Mm-hmm.
happy or feeling sad about something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And definitely doing like kind of in the story making mistakes and oh like I did it wrong or I was wrong, it happens, but there is like just no fear of being wrong or making a wrong choice or I don't know, like like the difference is so is quite tricky to describe, but just I mean if I were to try, it's like as somebody there was a lot more, everything had much more at stake. It was like they had heavier consequences, so there was more fear of doing things wrong, and then what if I don't know all that it's like imprisoning energies, whereas now it just happens and sometimes yeah of course I'm wrong and then you kind of like oh you know I was wrong. And then it's like, okay, then you just kind of move on.
Mm-hmm. Nameless is writing very funny comment. Ere G and Grace G is past and future illusion. I was laughing about G. There is no past and future.
There can be
Apparently
stories,
there
but
is. Yeah.
there's stories of the past and the future. And yeah, apparently. Um,
We also share the stories about
yeah,
past,
yeah,
how the
yeah, yeah.
apparent collapse
To-
happened.
oh, totally. But it is all, it's not that there is actually a past and then now and then the future and somehow it's like everything is moving through. It's
Mm-hmm.
not it's not like that. Just this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
just this and then all the stories of the memories of the past and then also the ideas of the future is happening all at once. It's just like simultaneously now, in the now, always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's even scientifically proven that there is no time, but for this mind that operates in this linear timeline somehow doesn't get this, doesn't understand this, and doesn't need to understand it. It doesn't, when you get this, you don't get closer to this. That is already the case. Like
There's
I
no
have heard people are saying that, yeah, I understand everything, but I don't get this time thing. But you don't need to get this. You don't need to understand this. It can't be understood
it
anyway.
yeah, and then it's just like who can say time exists, time doesn't exist, time doesn't exist. There's no time in emptiness, but there's time for us. I don't know.
Yeah, the
But
time
it just
as
becomes also irrelevant.
yeah, time as a concept.
Yeah.
It's very practical.
Mm-hmm.
John writes, I'm so glad that dream includes Korean food. You were mentioning that.
There's no dream. This ordinary life is
Yeah,
I mean, just like we call it dream, but it's not. There's no dream outside of reality.
Yeah, exactly. Although we are using these words, but when it's seen that there is and there isn't.
Totally.
Yeah.
So everything there is.
Yeah. I think when you're doing something, your works are not means to an end, obstacles and enemy. You're doing itself is end. I didn't understand this.
Yeah. So there could be a thought that I'm doing this in order to reach something, or let's talk about like seeking. Like I'm seeking that, as if seeking is leading to liberation or the end of seeking or something, no, but it's like when it's seeking, that's it. Seeking is it. When there is doing something, doing is it. That's full and complete and whole, and that's it. And then it's not like nothing is leading to something else or the next, because this is like the next is just exists in the thought, in the story.
Yeah, I have often got the questions that how I can see this, that this is illusion, that this is duality, that this is a dream. You will never see this, And then there is like trying to get some methods or practices or teachings. Well, if it helps you in a story somehow, do it.
If it makes the body feels better. Sometimes meditation, I think it makes the body feel better, and then sometimes when the mind is anxious, kind of I don't know, practice that. Oh, this is it. Maybe it can calm the body, but that's it. That's.
But it doesn't lead to there where you already are.
Where you are,
lead you anywhere.
This is already appearing as that. Appearing somebody feeling like I need to meditate, and then meditate like that, and then also appearing like meditating, appearing like feeling better, or appearing like feeling like needing to go somewhere. But that's it. That feeling, that's it. It's not, it is actually going anywhere.
Yeah. Going, arriving is a dream.
Always
you
so
never
immediate. Yeah, it's always so immediate.
Yeah.
More immediate than immediate, that it's just impossible, that it is already everything, every cell of your body, everything in and out. There's no this.
There is nothing else. Just
There's
this.
nothing else.
Yeah.
Not coming from anywhere, not going anywhere.
Yeah. Doesn't move. Crazy, yeah? It's this, Nick said. Not saying there is nothing to do, saying is no one can control life. Yeah. How to control life? Who can control life? Yeah, and it doesn't mean that there is nothing to do, or there can be doing happening. It's just that there is no one doing, and this one can't suggest to do something to see this, that there is no duality, or give some practice or method, because this doesn't see anyone. To who to give suggestions. And also it doesn't mean that there isn't any suggestions given, but this one doesn't expect anything, that someone is following the suggestions to do this or do that. Giving the suggestion to my daughter, I don't know, to learn.
Yeah. That's all in the moment, and it's just sometimes I catch myself, wow, it is all sometimes suggesting or seemingly like advice. It's just all coming out automatically.
Yeah. So, but when it's coming to this radical non-duality, there is no suggestion, at least from Eres side, to say that you can do something to get rid of yourself.
Because
there is no you.
What we talk about is there's nobody. Yeah. And that's why all these words is meaningless. There's nothing to do. It cannot be heard by the mind. It doesn't apply. These things cannot. It's impossible to apply to ordinary life. If you want to feel better, then there's somebody who feels better. Then it would be appropriate to, I don't know, go to other people who can help. Yeah.
This is not self-improvement.
No.
Thing. It just doesn't recognize the self, and there is nothing wrong when there is this feeling of being someone self. Identity.
Oh, totally. And then it's like I would say if there feels like a self that wants to improve, oh my gosh, why not?
Sure.
Yeah. When I don't feel good, I do things to improve my feeling. Whether it's going to.
Yeah, that's so natural.
Yeah.
Seems to be natural for the body to feel good.
Totally.
To feel warm.
Comfortable.
Not hungry. That's the main thing. Not tired.
Yeah.
So it is doing the naps or going to bed earlier, although there is no one doing it. It's just what happens so naturally. No one claims that, oh, I did a so good choice. I went to bed so much earlier. Can you watch a movie again and again as for the first time? It have been almost all era life like that. Never remembering how it ends. Doesn't remember the names, titles. It's like maybe when watching Titanic again, then I already know this big story. But yeah.
For me, it's just I don't know, maybe a couple of movies, but that doesn't really happen. I like watching new movies.
Usually, yeah.
No, do you feel that there is no
there is. Yeah, and in a story actually here wasn't this heavy seeking of this radical non-duality. Let's say like some speakers have seeked this very heavily. I just heard Emerson share something like heavy. This wasn't happening here. I didn't even think about I am and these things, but somehow when this apparent dream collapsed. Or dream collapsed apparently, whatever. There was some kind of weight that wasn't anymore, but I wasn't even aware of that this clinging and owning and rules and borders, and it was so heavy and stuff. And then it was like vanished, so to speak. But yeah, no one knows that there is no one.
No one knows that there is no one.
It's just somehow so obvious that there never was. And then the seeker is asking, but obvious for who? And who is seeing this? There is no answer. There is just there is no separation. Then how there can be any knowing? I know, therefore I exist. But I don't know when there is no one existing.
Yeah. And then it's almost in the experience, it's like this kind of the ideas of, is there a self or no self? Is there me or no me? Just becomes completely irrelevant. Like, who cares?
Exactly.
Life is already happening.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's amazing and so good, and sometimes it's horrible, and everything in between. Just everything.
Simple. So
Just
ordinary,
so.
sometimes extraordinary.
Yes. Yesterday, I think I was texting. I was just like feeling so euphoric and, just like, this is heaven. And it's like, wow, this is the cheapest drug, free drug. It's just kind of like nothing. And then, today it's like,
Exactly. Yeah. It's everything, so to speak. It doesn't exclude anything. There can be sadness, there can be anger, frustration, all these kind of feelings that maybe the me wants to escape from. That I don't want to react in certain kind of way, and then when there is no me, then probably there is not that kind of reacting. But there is already no one reacting. There is just empty reactions.
And it seems like all that seeking is that kind of misunderstanding that it's like there can be something other than this. There's always like there should be something other than this. That no, sometimes feeling blur, that's exactly what is. That's the miracle of existence, non-existence. Whatever is happening. But yeah, the seeking is somehow that there is some kind of shiny, like, I don't know, somehow feeling good, and that and yeah, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. I mean, as long as there is like in that the sense of separation, it seems to be natural symptoms of that. That. But
So many things in chat. Do you feel that there is no you? Okay, sorry, you answered. So how can you feel this? There is no feeling this. There is no experiencer. There is, how it doesn't matter how it's explained, so to speak. You will never understand this. What's shared here with this mind, with this concept.
End of the experiencer and experience, but all experience appears to happen. But it is already like that. It's not that it ended, I don't know, here and somehow this ending happened. No. It's just, it was recognized that it was always already. There's nobody inside that experience. And the experience, and then the realness is only the
the dream was that it was happening with me.
And then so real, and it's like so solid.
Yeah. And somehow this me is filtering or also suppressing these bad feelings or pain or trying to escape, but this is unescapable. And when there is no me, at least here it was like enormous pains have been here, so to speak, in this body, and no escape. It's very, very, very intense. And also sometimes it's like, what is the word in English? It's terrible but awesome at the same time. Somehow it's like so unique, so wow, this how it can be so loud, so alive, and so intense, like without any only the feeling, not the I am and the feeling not experiencing the experience, so to speak. There is no two, just this. You know.
So it felt like it's almost all my life, everything that I kind of didn't want to feel, the bad feelings, and then I can call it the despair, hopelessness, sorrow, grief, rage, anger, just like the hatred, everything. I mean, these are just naming of the energies, and that when it collapsed or around that time, it's not like just one time that it just happened and I felt everything. It's not like that. It just, in the stories seem to happen, over some period. It's just kind of as if the dam opened and just everything that I didn't want to feel. There was only those feelings. And then also, like, actually there's a lot of times that few times that I think after the around that time that I felt like I was going to die, just I don't know. And then because there was no knowing of nothing, no reference point that is it actual danger, or is it actually am I going to die? So all that disappears. So it was kind of interesting that quite few times that it felt I was so certain, okay, I'm dying. Yeah. So it's just everything comes out. And then, but it is, I guess one could say that there's somehow openness to it. There's nobody who is trying to stop death, or I don't know. This is hard to explain, but it's just, so be it, whatever explodes. And then it seems like maybe this is, I'm not really sure, this is just empty theory, but it seems like there was a thought, oh, so all that heaviness that I was carrying as a, imagining somebody, was actually imagining that it's protecting the self from feeling all this, but then it kind of like, perpetuated. It's just like carrying all the thing, whereas it's like somehow nobody has any, control over how it happens, when it happens, but seemingly that when it all just, the lid was taken off, and then somehow seem to have disappeared and just fizzled out.
Yeah. There seems to be always peace that passes all understandings. I mean, when here have been like two accidents, and also one when I had this concussion, and I went to the sleep, and I didn't know if I wake up in the morning. I really didn't know, because it was strong concussion, and there was peace. Of course, the thoughts came that, but yeah, here is a peace, but there is daughter and there is mother, and for them it can be devastating. Of course, in a story that somehow so peaceful and beautiful is because this is death already.
And here in the story, I mean, my story, it felt like that the whole fear of death, it was just so pulped out. It's not that something happened and then the fear of death disappeared, or like, oh, it kind of, or some kind of bypass or skipping over, and somehow, no. It was almost like the terror, the pain, the horror, or the dread, it was, I don't know, but it felt like it was so completely felt again and again and again, until there was nothing left to fear. So it's not that it's actually fear of death just kind of disappears. It's more like in the story here, I mean, how it seemed to have happened. It just so completely felt that you've died like so many times, and then just doesn't really phase. And it's like, and then it's like, oh, so empty. Death is empty. Life is
Beautiful.
empty.
Beautiful. I check the chat. Is this equal now? You can say somebody doesn't like this word now. I don't care.
Yeah.
There is no before and after now.
If there's yeah.
Just now this.
Yeah. Here and now. Yeah.
It didn't begin. It doesn't end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Call it as you like.
Yeah. Yeah. Here and now, but there is no there as opposed to here, and no not now as opposed to now. Just simply here and now and this.
And not even that.
Not even that.
This stream is awesome. Thank you. Oh, but you're welcome. Thank you for the comment. Welcome on now. I don't get it. God is the ocean. We are all drops of water in it.
You can say that. You can say that, but it's just, it doesn't matter because nobody can know. Yeah, like I guess, that's the analogy that people use, that, but it's just another story.
Yeah, somehow it says that there is no separation. The ocean and the drop is the same, so to speak. There is no, you know.
Yeah.
Or ocean and the waves.
Yeah, ocean and the wave. But it's just the drop, the waves, and then the ocean. Somehow, I don't know, when a separate person hears it, it's like somehow the drop is small and the ocean is big, and then wave is moving, and then the depth of the ocean is still, there is but actually there is no sense that the drop is small and the ocean is big, and then there's no sense that is like when I was like in memory, like I remember, when I read the stories about the space and the moon and the galaxies and Milky Way, and then the whole universe is like, wow, so big, and I'm so small. That all collapses. There's no sense. There's no sense of something big or small. So the drop and the ocean, it's already the same.
Yeah, I remember the feeling of being the center of the universe, like from here everything expands. But every point is a center. Yeah. I was thinking about telling a non-duality joke, but lost my self-confidence. Aww. G, where is your cat? There is no G and there is no cat. Cat is in a house. I am in a sauna house, so.
Yeah.
It both is and isn't. Grace G, what are you up not to? If both is and isn't in Grace G, what are you up not to? I didn't understand.
I don't understand.
Can you ask it different way?
Yeah, because it's like somehow the mind also becomes very simple, like the way you would ask a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. I often ask the same thing, that pretend that I am 5 years old and ask simple questions without lots of concepts, and this will explode. Like and this doesn't care if it it looks like dumb, so to speak.
And that's also the interesting thing. It's like I mean, as a person, I valued intelligence, and oh my gosh, I loved all the stories and the reasons and why causality. I mean, I still love the stories, and it just happens with this mind, but just all becomes so. I mean, no better words is just entertainment, which can be fun. Hmm.
Yeah. He wrote a simple question. What's up?
Mm-hmm. Oh, what's up? This is up. This is what is up.
What's up?
Bubbles in space. Bubbles in space. I don't know. Oh, that's the thing. There is no such thing as space in between.
Yeah. Do you know what the word chi means?
I think it's like in Indian, the tradition. Like I don't know, like Babaji, right? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
something G.
mochi.
It's like okay, yeah.
And
Yeah.
one point, I started to get lots of messages that like energy and all. I don't know. I pray for you, and I said,
Oof.
please don't do that. Here is no one, and I'm not interested in religion or Vedanta or Advaita. Then sorry, or any of these. Really, no need.
Yeah.
No one special. Somehow
Yeah.
here it sounds like something special, like someone got
Yeah.
something, but that's the end of the one who want to got
Yeah.
who want to get this. This is really liberation for no one.
And whoever you think it is, like somebody who is like, I don't know, special or enlightened, this G, that G, something, it's all self-projection. I don't know, I cannot say it's wrong. It is what is happening, is what is happening. So it's not, I cannot say it's wrong or right.
Of course.
But it's just obvious. There's no other. So it's just only the projection of somebody who has something or realize something, where there's no such thing.
There is no teacher and student or devotees.
No.
Yeah, higher and lower.
No, this is the whole collapse of the hierarchy and authority. But it's already that way. It's already that way. So I don't know why, if it is like, it's just kind of strange that you would, people would subscribe to the play of that authority. But I don't know if it, people like it then.
Yeah. So it also put it to the future, so to speak, or that I maintain the story that I need to get there, or there is, I can get this, that somewhere else, not here, not now. I am not she, you are he, and I have to do be more,
Or even I think it's like the whole the story of Jesus Christ. It's like, you have died for my sin. You have died. I don't want to die, but somebody has died for me. Nobody can die for you.
Yeah. Do you know Mera? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I think I've heard about some, I think, spiritual guru or something, but I don't know.
Julia is sending 5 hearts. Hi, Julia.
Julia!
Good day, ladies. Satnam Ji. Vedanta just means a way of describing the end of the Vedas, which to me teaches non-duality. Yeah, this is teachings, but this what's spoken here isn't the teaching.
How can it be taught if you are already it? like who's going to teach what? What can be taught?
How
If it's
you
already
can
all
learn
so
to
empty,
be?
how can...
You already be. You learn being.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's like, it's almost like yeah, it's like to a dog, I'm going to teach you to be a dog. A dog is already a dog. A cat is already a
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah. She is used in India as he or she deleted this. I was explaining the chi meaning. Hi, Ida, Catherine. Often I see this beautiful name in the YouTube chats. Nice to see the similar names or familiar names.
I know somehow it is like, even though there is no continuity, it's just also when there is, you see same people over and over again, like it is, there is like also this feeling of warmth or familiarity creates nice feeling sometimes.
Chi applies to no one, including ere. Chi applies to no one. Okay.
But you are also already no one. There's already no one.
So just one willing soul, Chi. Then it's every name Chi.
And also, if every name is Chi, then it loses the
Exactly. Yeah. This is the non-duality, so to speak. The peace, no separation, no hierarchy, better and worse, all somehow melts to the one or the same, no difference.
That's somehow feels like the unconditional love. No difference. So there's no separation. It's like, I remember when I was young, it's somehow just watching like some romance movies, or I reading a book, and there's a saying that I am you, you are me, and somehow it really like, it just felt like, and then this is, wow, of course, that's why it felt somehow like straight to the heart, like, I love this saying because it's already the case.
And so cool how the body is reacting, reading the book or watching the movie or when dreaming at night, and then it's okay somehow. And then what I'm trying to say, that in other situations when there is real, situations with somebody, and then feeling something, then these feelings are like mine and own. But when you read the story, just a story, but still the body reacts. You are not reacting. It's not, you understand, you are reading the book. It's not happening for real, but body is, it doesn't make the difference.
More so, like without any filters. Like you watch a movie, or I see a clip of animals or families being reunited. Oh my gosh, just sobbing and crying. The whole body is like, feels the love or the warmth or the, like, I don't know. It's
yeah. And that's so beautiful, raw and innocent.
Yeah,
like everything.
Totally.
Or reactions. There are no wrong actions or right actions. No.
It's all already happening all by itself.
Yeah.
And it's almost like falling in love more with just being human and just other humans. And I don't know, this whole dream of existence.
Yeah. That there is only this. There is no tomorrow. There is no next life. There is no death.
So innocent, so immediate, so innocent. All the feelings, all the happenings,
Mm-hmm.
appearances.
Mm-hmm.
Already
Yeah.
so innocent, so whole and complete.
Yeah. And as there is no tomorrow, there is no yesterday, there is no past, there is no, I don't know, guilt. In Ere's story, there was always the guilt. You know,
Oh yeah,
felt
yeah,
guilt.
yeah, me too. Yeah,
And it actually happened couple of months, so-called liberation, or when it was illuminated that this this have been always empty. But even a couple of months earlier, it happened that Tere didn't find any guilt when there was situation with mom. Mom was crying and I was like scanning the body. Where is the guilt? Where is the guilt? When the guilty feeling is coming?
I know.
And later, I know it was already more than a year ago. Here have been some guilty feelings in some situations happening, but there is no story coming that, oh, does it mean, usually when I'm doing one-on-ones they share that you know, that then me is back. No, it's just even the story when it comes, it's so empty, and this one doesn't seem to, you know, hear this or believe this. It's just
and it's a total allowance, the total there's no one who is resisting. So it can be any feeling, it can be intense, it can be light, but it is like so full, and there's nothing that is stopping any feeling. There's nothing that is, because it doesn't if it has no fear of death, all feeling is completely welcome.
Yeah.
Even the fear itself, you know, just bodily, just what is happening in the body, and then only in the naming of it is like a fear or sad or guilt and shame. But actually the reality of it is just energy, unknowable energy. Nobody knows.
Yeah, we label things or these feelings somehow how others are described, but actually at the same time there is no knowing what this fear or guilt, or you know, I don't know if Ere guilt is feeling the same as in Grace. You know.
It's just the stories, and so somehow, you know, there's a whole kind of the reality of that, I don't know, that fictional but called the reality. And but that's, I mean, some way, weird way, that's all we can know. but nobody knows. And how can this be heard?
Yeah. And so when there is trying to understand what's spoken about here, then this is also this what's happening. There is no one trying to understand.
Yeah.
Even when it's heard that you can't understand this, you can't understand this, and you still can't stop this when there is trying to understand this. It's so empty, just what happens apparently.
Because
without
it's like
anyone
you
doing
cannot
actually.
And then also it cannot be understood, this cannot be heard, but it's not because the separate self cannot hear it, but you already hears it. I don't know, but it's not you. Well, that this already hears it, and probably that's why there is the pull to this message, because
when there is this openness, I'm saying like that,
crystal,
but I don't know what does it mean. But it seems like some people have this openness or sensitivity or intuitivity.
Intimacy within the, I don't know, something. This already hears this, that is you, me, and everything else. This is this emptiness, fullness, this the essence of you. I mean, this is just a word, already hears it and recognizes it. And that's what this is speaking to, and that's the whole.
So call it emptiness speaking, unconditional love speaking, this speaking, everything speaking, nothing speaking, fullness speaking, whatever. There is no one speaking.
Yeah.
One cool question. So the full enlightenment stuff is bullshit?
And what is the question?
So the full enlightenment stuff is bullshit.
I don't know. You know, full enlightenment. I don't know what that even.
This yeah, for the me it feels maybe that's something to achieve this enlightenment, but there is no one who gets this, so to speak. Or when it happens, it still happens inside the dream that someone got enlightened, and nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Nothing is already missing. It's always has been full. Just this. So it's like I don't know, halfway, a little bit full enlightenment, or I don't know, all these things all the time. It can only be whole and complete, and not even that. I don't even know what that even means.
Yeah, in spirituality it is like talked like something, you know, blissful and this enlightenment, and me wants that, this blissful, but what we are talking about isn't any state. It's everything.
It's everything.
Bliss and shit, whatever, however this unravels, so to speak, for no one. Doesn't exclude anything.
Like I'm thinking full, and it's like in the story, it can be a seeming apparent process of, like, I don't know, some glimpse awakening, and then somehow, like, you know, unraveling in the body, and seeming like a process, and then somehow it can appear like that, but
but it will never happen.
this is
So the 10 years seeking of enlightenment, still not enlightened, it's there. Okay, 20 more years, not yet.
no.
Just seeking energy, you know.
Yeah.
Maintaining itself with these stories.
Yeah.
This is already, there is nothing to get.
So this is, it's completely meaningless, pointless, valueless message.
That's good. That's good. To wrap this beautiful live up. Somebody's asking, what is happiness?
What is happiness? What is happiness? You know, I recently, I think I used to say, I like just, I'm happy or something like that. I remember, but it completely, that sense kind of, I don't know. Recently, somebody said, "Oh, Grace, you always have the best attitude. You're always so happy. Oh, yeah, so all right, so good, whatever." And it was so surprising, because I had no idea that it was like that. Well, I'm always happy. Like, I don't know. It was so surprising, you know. That's the thing. It also becomes so irrelevant.
Yeah.
But I guess happy is good. I don't know. What do you think?
I guess I'm happy when I'm eating ice cream. Maybe this is happiness. Or watching my cats, or doing walking.
Yeah. Sometimes happiness happens. But not doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Is happiness our nature? No. Well, I don't know. Your nature is exactly what is happening. Exactly what is happening. It's sad, happy, and everything in between.
Yeah, a couple more questions, and then let's stop it.
Yeah.
So this is like one big lie. I don't know. It's like a dream. This enlightenment thing. It's a duality. It's illusion.
Yeah, it's you mean this as a like a life, or like a Big
I
lie?
think
What
he
is
is asking about enlightenment, because he was asking the question about enlightenment, and so this is like one big lie. I don't think that there's someone lying intentionally.
Yeah.
It's
And then
just
also
beliefs.
it's just lie and truth that also falls away. I don't know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
it's only exists in the
duality, the polarities.
polarities. Yeah.
Thanks, ladies, Nick. Thanks, Nick, for listening.
Thank you, Nick. We'll see you on Monday.
Yeah. Monday, 7 p.m. Estonia time.
That's 12 p.m. in Eastern time.
Yeah. Last question. Why you never talk about consciousness? All gurus talk on consciousness. But who could be conscious?
Yeah.
What is consciousness?
It's just I think
Another
that's the
concept.
weirdest part. Like I I was kind of a spiritual like path, and then there was I remember it's so the word is not unfamiliar. It's like consciousness, awareness, things like that. But it's just at some point, it's just I cannot understand. It's just not landing. What is consciousness? Yeah, it's just like I don't know how it happened or what they were talking about or what I thought it was talking about. There's no memory of it, and then it's just like be conscious. I guess I mean you should be aware when you're crossing the road so that like watch out for the car is coming or something. That's like pay attention, but I don't know. But other than that, being considerate or I don't know, just regular ordinary um ideas or just common sense. But it's other than that, consciousness, awareness, spiritual side, it just completely
Yeah, because there is no one to be conscious to get through that liberated or enlightened. It's another story, belief, maintaining the seeking. So I can do something, the doer.
There's nothing behind what is appearing. There's nothing too deeper, no deeper meaning, no deeper. It's just I mean all the thoughts and theories, understanding things, it's all part of it, but there's nothing beyond it. Nothing is hiding. Open secret.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So it was beautiful. Thank you for joining, Grace. See you Monday.
Yeah. So we are doing meetings on LS Petra meeting. That's Monday. 12 New York time and 7 Estonian time, right?
Yeah.
So all the information is on LS website.
Yeah.
And
so
join us.
Join us, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
It's so fun, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See you. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye-bye.